How will Mojang ever top the Caves and Cliffs update? This has been a question that has been burning away at the back of my mind for quite a while now, and it seems like it's not just me. The Caves and Cliffs update part 1 was met with critical acclaim. In this video we're going to be talking about everything the community is currently speculating could be coming to Minecraft, along with what Mojang may have up their sleeves for this year's Minecraft Live. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and let me know down below in the comments, what do you want to be added to Minecraft as a part of 1.19. But without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. So as you all probably saw at this point, the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update was announced back in 2020, with part 1 being released back in June now. It's quite a good little update. Obviously that is part 1 of 2 separate pieces making up the entire Caves and Cliffs update, with part 2, also known as 1.18, coming out later this year in the holidays. When the update is looked at as a whole, the way it's meant to be looked at as one big update itself, it is by far the biggest ever Minecraft update, and it has completely revolutionized things that have been in the game since like 2010, 2011. It's actually crazy how much Mojang have gone back and changed. Because of this though, people have actually been quite concerned that we might go through a little bit of an update drought, where Mojang will actually struggle to top this amazing update. Just for a little bit of context, if you really do not know much about the history of Minecraft updates, let me explain it a little bit. So back around 2014, when Mojang was actually brought by Microsoft, we went through a really long period of time without any Minecraft updates at all. We then got 1.9, the combat update, which went back, added end cities, elytra, and basically was probably the biggest update up until that point. It was actually huge, completely crazy, changed the game. The update after that was 1.10, the Frostburn update, something you've all probably not heard of. That is because this update itself added polar bears, magma blocks, strays and husks. That is basically all this update brought to the game. I remember at the time being rather excited for this, however it did not compare at all to 1.9. 1.11 added woodland mansions and shulker boxes, another really huge update, added all of the really cool stuff required to go hunting for these mansions. Really cool, amazing update. I would argue one of my favourites. Whereas after that was the World of Colour update. Still a pretty big update, but all it did was add variations of one mob and a few variations of a few new blocks. Quite cool, but not a big update in of itself. That was followed up by 1.13, the Ocean Overhaul, which added phantoms. Oh, curse this update. But yeah, the update itself, the aquatic update, was insane. My favourite update personally, which was then followed up by 1.14, which was quite a good update in my opinion, but some people seem to disagree. It added villager overhauls and a bunch of cool things like that. So you can start to see a bit of a trend here where a big update is released and then kind of a smaller one is released after that. But this trend was completely broken starting 2020, where we actually saw the Nether update, which was just absolutely insane. Added multiple new biomes to a dimension which has been in the game since the beta. Obviously we all know where we are today. This was followed up by the Caves and Cliffs update, too ambitious for Mojang's own good, resulting in them having to split up the update into 2 different parts, and this does show a bit of a adjustment of Mojang's release schedule, because whereas before they would add a big update and then kind of release a smaller one after that just to tide us over. Let's not even talk about 1.15, the Buzzy Bee update, which was not quite as good as the 1.14 Village and Pillage update. But the Nether update and the Caves and Cliffs update were 2 straight fire updates. Absolutely insane that Mojang managed to do these right after each other. But now it's a bit of a scary time because we do not know what is ahead, and obviously Mojang have been really badly affected by the state the world has been in since early 2020, so this has had unseen consequences on 1.19 which we really have not heard about yet. Some people are expecting kind of a village and pillage style update, obviously not about the villagers or anything like that, still something really good but not quite as big in scale, just to be able to tide us over until the next major update, which some are saying will be 1.20. And I know it's really hard to predict at this point and really hard to speculate, but I do think there's a bit of good news for this, and that is Mojang pacing themselves even better than they used to. We kind of got in a bit of a schedule and a habit of receiving a big update, a small update, a big update, a small update, and that's what we just looked at. Kind of we got a big update and then a still good update but a slightly smaller one after that, and I think that this really got to its worst when we got the village and pillage update and then the Buzzy Bee update. Two quite lackluster updates in some people's eyes, nowhere near the scale of the Nether update and the Caves and Cliffs update. I think the best bit of hope we've got is if Mojang does leave quite a lot of time between now and the next update, and some people might say like, why are you asking for a bigger delay between updates? Here's why. We saw what Mojang can do with a bit of extra time between 1.16 and 1.17. They are actually really good at doing big headline updates rather than just trying to provide us with an instant flow of content like they used to. I think Mojang can definitely beat the Caves and Cliffs update, unlike some people seem to believe, but I think the best hope they've got of doing this is announcing 1.19 this year at Minecraft Live and releasing it next year in the summer. That is kind of the best outcome for this and the best possible situation to occur. That obviously with the Caves and Cliffs update part 2 being released in the holidays this year, I would even say that it would be good if Mojang pushed back 1.19 even further into 2022, potentially even the second half of the year. And I know that is a long time away, but let's not forget between that time we get snapshots, we get betas, we get breakdowns, we get to help out the developers, we get a lot of content between the release and obviously the announcement. Let's now address those people saying that there is nothing left for Minecraft to update really, apart from revamping old things, which is quite boring. And by this I'm referring to those people who say Mojang really have no new ideas to add. That is why they're going back and updating old things, but I really do not think that is the case, and all we have to do to get an idea of this is look at King Bee Dogs, one of the latest developers to join the Mojang team. And this is the most exciting part for me, because if you do not know by this point, King Bee Dogs was the developer of the Minecraft Aether mod, probably the biggest ever Minecraft update and the most creative. You probably all heard of it in some way or another. I'm pretty sure at some point you've all tried to construct a glowstone portal to get to the Aether dimension, which is the exact opposite of the Nether. Now the reason I'm talking about this is because the actual developer of this mod is now a developer at Mojang, and some people are saying, you know, he's just a normal developer, you know, everything's fine, but I think this is more of a long-term investment and a long-term plan of Mojang to expand the Mojang team ever more with creative minds so that they can go on to create some absolutely amazing content for us. I'm not saying that the reason they've got King Bee Dogs is to do an official Aether update like I have actually speculated in the past, but I think the hiring of King Bee Dogs and, you know, a bunch of other people like that is just a really good sign that Mojang has got something in store for the future of Minecraft. Obviously we can look at the end update 3.0 like I've talked about, we can look at the obvious Aether update, but I really do think that Mojang will definitely beat the Caves and Cliffs update. I think the best thing Mojang Mojang can do is continue to listen to the community. People had wanted a nether overhaul since forever, since it was added all the way back in the beta. When Mojang added this, the community went wild. It was the most popular update at the time. Now Mojang are listening to the community again about a mountain update and a cave update. This is now also the most popular update, so we can see a trend of Mojang listening to the community and the feedback being even greater and greater each time. So I think maybe if Mojang came out with like another end update, overhauled the end, gave it the same treatment as the nether, maybe overhauled the overworld, brought back a bunch of old mobs, biomes, a bunch of stuff like that, they really could make the best ever Minecraft update. But let me know what you think about all this down below in the comments. Are you one of those that believe that the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update is the peak of the game, or are you really optimistic about Minecraft's future? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and any updates you think Mojang should add to the game. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been me, ItzJhief here. Go and play some Minecraft. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.